Welcome, Scorpio. This is your weekly focus for the week of July the 29th. I'm Tilly. This is Tarot with Tilly. Thank you for being here. Thank you for all the positive, loving, and supportive energy that you send my way each and every day. Let's turn to you. Let's turn to the cards. Let's see what they have to say about your week ahead. Of course, we'll see the underlying energy first. And our underlying energy is, look at that, we have the Ace of Cups, new beginnings. Embrace those new beginnings, those new starts, where you want to see success, where you want to see love, where you want to see prosperity, good health, just an overall well-being. This is beautiful energy. This is about embracing the new starts, the new beginnings, what we truly want, falling in love with our dreams, our passions, our desires, putting them first. Our first card is the Six of Pentacles. I really think you need to look at where you give of your love, where you give of, your love, your time, your energy, your vitality, your resources, and how you invest them into another or a thing. It could be your job or the plant you work for or the business that you work for, or it could be the person that owns it or the person who runs it or your coworkers, but you give a little bit of your power away each and every time. And some of that power is okay to give away because you are also receiving their empowerment, right? They are there to support you and love you, as well as you loving and supporting them. But there are people who only show up when they have their hand out. And I think you need to become aware of those people and how they are. It's time to set new boundaries, I think, maybe with some people in your life. There's kind of like a death and rebirth I'm feeling in that, and how it it frees you. It frees you from these obligations and responsibilities that shouldn't be yours in the first place, if that makes sense. So where is that a thing in your life where you give and you don't want to give, you don't feel like you should have to give, and when you think about it in a logical sense, you shouldn't give, but yet that emotion gets in the way and forces you to, come on, it's the right thing to do, everybody's expecting it, they're expecting it, and it's time to set some new boundaries and to reclaim some of that power. We have the Queen of Swords. So it is about not only reclaiming that power, but protecting your dreams, your goals, your desires, to not allow somebody to poke a hole in it, not allow somebody to criticize it, to treat it as if you give birth to that dream, that possibility of a future for you, what fills that cup, what you are embracing right now. And so you stand there, you show up, you protect that dream so that nobody can tear it apart, nobody can dissolve it, nobody can poke holes in it. You nurture it, you spend time with it, you do what needs to be done in order for that dream to grow into that success that you saw in your mind so long ago, as we do with rearing a child. We do all the same steps. So it's almost like it's that kind of unconditional love that you have to give your passion, your dream. To say, regardless of what else I do in this world, this is something that I'm doing. To make that concrete belief or statement or commitment. And we have the Eight of Wands, which tells me that a lot of different things will be opening up to you. So don't be too quick to say this is exactly how I'm doing it. Okay, leave it open to discussion, leave it open to which way the wind blows. Allow yourself the opportunity to treat it more of, well, less of A to B and more of the journey, and how much you can grow, how much wisdom you can obtain, how much success, prosperity, stature that you could gain along the way to make that success even bigger and better than you first realizing it to be. So opportunities are opening up to you. The horizon is opening up to you. So pay attention to, it's a time maybe when we want to explore a little bit or learn something in a new way. Um, or maybe paths open up to you, as we go towards maybe the end of the week. Somebody sees something in you or your capabilities or your passions or your talents or your abilities, and they want to take you to push you one step forward. They broaden your horizons for you. That could definitely happen here. Okay. Overriding energy is the sun. It's you. It's you, your talents, your abilities, how you've grown into a person, your wisdom, your intuition. And yes, it's a time to understand that you've had successes in the past and to recognize those successes, embrace those successes. Just as you embrace that new path forward, you need to embrace the past that has made you the person you are today, and celebrate that about yourself. Celebrate that about yourself, because then your light starts to shine. And when your light starts to shine, it's like a light switch goes on. And all of a sudden, you see this whole horizon full of opportunities, door upon door upon door to walk through. Which one will you choose? Because they're all great. They're all fantastic. And they all lead a little bit differently on your way to that point B, that successful moment. Cradling this energy is the Knight of Wands. And the Knight of Wands is kind of like a no man's land kind of energy. And I think this card has come up a couple of times over the last several months for you. So it's not time that we are embarking, but it's time to consider what we want to embark into, where we want to step, where we want to grow. And yes, we could be making little waves and little ripples, absolutely. But it's more about the contemplation of what we want. It's more about this week understanding what cannot be, or reclaiming our power, allowing our light to shine brighter because we are reclaiming our power. We're giving it in the right direction as well. Okay, because it should be a two-way street. It's where we realize we felt, it's like we give birth to that dream. Okay, it's one thing when that baby's in your belly, it's a whole other thing when you're holding it in your arms. So, and that goes for moms and dads, right? It's a whole different thing when that baby is in the belly, but it is a whole different thing when you're holding that baby. So it's like you've given birth to it. So now what are you going to do? You're just not going to throw it in the crib and walk away. You're going to bathe it. You're going to feed it. You're going to, do all the things. You're going to sit there and admire it for hours on end too, by the way. Uh, okay, let's go on here. Let's see. Okay. Well, I wasn't done here. Okay. They're saying, no, you can't go forward yet here on this reading because we haven't finished talking about this card. Yes, we look in the past, but we also look in the present. We see what we have to work with, what we can what we can utilize today in order to move ourselves forward for our tomorrow's successes. So it is about understanding that we don't need to go outside of our world in order to bring in more in order to push ourselves forward. That we have it here, and yet we're going on some kind of adventure. This is usually a travel card as well, so we're going for, we could be even traveling, absolutely. In order to grow that dream, in order, maybe we need some information, maybe we need to open up our eyes to different cultures in order to understand how we can roll out our ideas with a sense of authenticity, a uniqueness about it. And of course, we're going to ask for a straight path going forward. Okay, we're going to ask for those opportunities to open up, to know instinctively what opportunities to embrace, to grab hold of in order to grow that experience, grow that wealth, grow that abundance, grow that love. We start the week by the Five of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles is we're tired. We feel like throwing in the towel. Push, 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 and one step back again. Push, 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 and one step back again. And many of you may be feeling like that. But do not worry about that, because you are redefining your power, first of all, okay? You are setting new boundaries. That's at the beginning of the week that you're going to start doing this deep emotional cleanse for yourself of what you need in this world, what you need from your partnerships, from your friendships, from your lovers. from the people that you hold dear to your heart, okay? And then this dream, this thing that we're embracing comes into being. Our light starts, our energy starts to rise, our light starts to shine here. And then not only do we start to envision that new path forward, but we also open up to a whole horizon of possibilities and different ways of, and different things that we can embrace along the way. But we start out thinking, this has been hard. This has been challenging. I don't know if I've got it in me. And you do. So it's time to reaffirm your belief in yourself, that you've got what it takes. That's all with the cards here. I see nothing really about a learning experience or anything, although this could be a learning experience of some kind, but it all goes to turning on that light switch to see that path that was hidden from you before. This is something that you maybe hoped would come into being, but you couldn't see a way forward into it. You couldn't see a door opening, and this is when you see the door, and it's you and your light, and you attract it. You turn on that light switch. But it takes some getting to. So it's about, a positive reconnection with yourself, of the beauty of who you are, knowing that you've got this, that this too will pass, whatever challenge that you are going through. And when you stand up, when you stretch, when you come alive and you turn around, you realize you were sitting on the threshold of the door of abundance. You're that close to cracking through and envisioning a whole new tomorrow for yourself, or stepping into that vision of your whole new tomorrow. As we leave the week, we've got the Nine of Cups, which is our wish card. Wishes fulfilled, maybe, but the wishes that we are setting. And I'm going to, just based on all the other readings that I've done so far for this week, I'm going to say that these are the new wishes that you put into place. You see new beginnings, you see new starts, you see new ways of bringing in love and joy and happiness, abundance, prosperity, whatever you are really wanting to bring into your world. You see the possibility of your tomorrow. You see where, and some magic can come in right now and grant you that little wish to get you that interview that you needed, or that meeting with that person that ends up evolving into your business partner, and and the rest is history, so to speak. For work and career, we have the moon. So it really has to identify with your own inner passions, your dreams, your goals. I would almost have to say that with these cards, the way they're displayed, that there's some kind of spotlight that does come on you, upon you, or the work you do. Okay, or your public image, or your professional image. Your career, your public image hits the spotlight somehow, in some way. It's a great time to advance yourself. It's a great time to think about where you want to go, and understand that when you align it with your core values, your passion, your dreams, your desires, but your talents and your abilities, and it's who you are. You can imprint it so easily because it's a part of you already. That is when you are going to find great success. That is when you are going to, you're going to find great success. Okay. And we have the moon and the sun here. So our intellect and our emotion are working in combination with each other, rather than making this experience all about emotion, which can happen under the moon energy. But we have the sun here bringing in the logic, and so we're going forward with a sense of balance, bringing in the two. Okay, and this entices you to maybe take a risk on yourself that normally you wouldn't take, but there's a feeling of, this is the right course of action, this is the right next step, that you will feel inside. It's almost like an intuitive knowing of how to go forward, of how to, like, it's just like a mother knows their own child. They can't put it into words, but they know. Okay, love and relationships, we got the Two of Cups. Well, the Two of Cups, my goodness, a brand new relationship starts. That could very well be. New experiences. I would almost think that in some way, maybe traveling, you meet that new person, or because of your love and passion for something else, that person comes in. Maybe you get with a group of like-minded people or something that open you up to the possibilities, or you go on an adventure or a little trip, or maybe it's even a workshop you meet them at. And there's this beautiful give and take between the two of you. You can both teach each other and learn from each other at the same time. It's a very beautiful, unique relationship. I don't know if that relationship will actually turn into a love relationship, although there'll be great respect and admiration in those relationships. I think they'll go more towards a business kind of energy for you. And they support you. They support you and they compliment you. Okay, now if you're in a relationship, this is about infusing the relationship with new beginnings, new start. Go on a trip together, okay? Go on a little, second honeymoon together, and just have it you and them, and peace and quiet and conversations, and don't bring any of the electric gadgets or the electronics with you. Spend time together just hanging out and reintroducing yourself to each other in new ways, and maybe sharing the empowerment, you know putting in some boundaries, but also they're putting in boundaries in order to collaborate a new strength within the relationship. I could see that. But you may want to throw in the towel too, and I, I I'm going to caution you not to quite just jump into that and do that until you spend some time having some healthy dialogue. And I think you came together for a reason, and maybe that reason is still a viable reason to do the hard work in order to bring it to the next level and beyond. Our final card is the Hermit. Yeah, we're gonna sit here in our cave, or we're gonna walk out into the desert, and we're going to sit in quiet contemplation. We're going to understand that we have exceeded our expectations on what we could do and where we could go many times in our life. And this is a time to understand how in this moment in time we can step forward into our dreams, our goals, our desires. This is the time to embrace our goals, our dreams, our wants, and to understand exactly how we're going to kind of do that. What we need, what we already have in our path, what the goal is, what the dream is. And then it's coming out of the cave, it's coming out of the desert, and it's going forward directly towards your destination. Until we meet again, remember, I do love you.